What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to take a look and talk about the TK16 version 2 from Fenix. This is one of the oldest tactical flashlights that I have. I've had this thing for about 3 years, give or take, 4 years maybe. It's been through quite a bit, and I feel like I have a pretty good experience with it to talk about it at this point. It was one of the things I talked about in my last video. I wanted to talk about some of the flashlights I use at work and just start going into some gear and things that I really enjoy carrying. So today we're going to start off with this guy. A couple things I want to talk about before we get into sort of the specs and times and, lumen outputs and all those things. These Fenix flashlights I love for any kind of work tactical type applications. Their UI is almost perfect. The dual tail switches are fantastic. We'll get into that a little bit later on, but probably one of my favorite UIs out there for tactical lights. That being said, there are a few drawbacks. There are a few things that I don't love about this light in particular, but around the whole Fenix tactical lineup. The biggest one for me is the sheath that these lights come with. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's a complete afterthought. Fenix, I know you can do better, right? Like, I've got lights from other companies, Through Night, Olight, that have way better sheaths. These are they're just literally a piece of nylon with a piece of Velcro attached to it. It's just, they're not comfortable. They're not secure. They're very floppy. They're very cheap feeling. They're just not great. So if you're a person who really likes to carry their light on their belt, that might be a deal breaker. For me, it's not. I don't like them anyway. I don't carry my lights that way. I really just like the pocket clip. And in my opinion, Fenix does a really good job with their pocket clip. It's got a great tension on it. It has a really good clearance, so it'll even fit over some thicker pants if you have like the double folded pockets on your tactical pants. So they did a great job there, but the sheaths are just terrible. Absolutely terrible. I actually lost the one that came with this flashlight. I don't even know where it is. I do have the ones that came with my PD35R and my PD36R Pro though, and they're pretty much the same thing. So I'll throw a picture of those up on the screen just so you can get an idea. They're bad. There's no way around it. They're just cheap. They're an afterthought. Fenix, please, for the love of God, fix the sheaths that come with your flashlights. Okay, now that that is out of the way, we're going to go to the tabletop. I want to show you guys this light a little bit up close and personal, talk about some features, some things that I really love about this light, talk about the battery, the UI, all that good stuff. And then after that, we'll get outside and we'll take a look at this thing in the dark. And there goes my pager. All right, y'all, so here we are back at the tabletop with the TK16 version 2. So let's go over some specs here before we talk about anything else. So this light is sporting a nice, deep, smooth reflector with a luminous SST70 LED, pumping a turbo of 3100 lumens, which is just fantastic. The modes on this light are controlled by 2 tail switches. So you've got the activation switch here, which is your momentary, and then your constant on. And then when you're on, this second button here will swipe through all of your modes. And when it's off, that is your instant strobe. So there's your UI. Super simple, super intuitive. One of the things I absolutely love the most about this lineup of Fenix lights is the UI. Absolutely fantastic. So as previously mentioned, the luminous SST70 LED in this light pumps a turbo of 3100 lumens for a total runtime of 2 hours and 40 minutes. High is 1000 lumens for 2 hours and 50 minutes. Medium is 350 for 8 hours and 20 minutes. Low is 150 for 19 hours and 10 minutes. And eco mode, which is what they call their ultra low, is 30 lumens for a whopping 43 hours and 20 minutes. I mean, absolutely ridiculous runtimes out of this light. Running on a 21700 battery, which I'll show you guys here in just a second. Overall length on this light is 5.6 inches, and it weighs 3.95 ounces without the battery. And unfortunately, I don't have a scale to give you guys an accurate reading with the battery, but while we're here, we will take a look at the 21700 battery that comes with this light. And it is obviously a Fenix brand. It is a 5000 milliamp hour battery with onboard USB Type-C charging, which is really cool. And it has a little indicator light right in the button that will show you your charge status. So, like I said, great package, really, just overall Fenix knocked it out of the park with the TK16 version 2, in my opinion. Just between, you know, output, runtime, UI, all that good stuff, just fantastic. So, as you might have noticed, the tail cap on this light is completely exposed. There is no fins, there is no tail stand capability with the TK16 version 2. That might be a bit of a hindrance for some folks. For me, it doesn't really do a lot. I do like to tail stand my lights, but in a light of this sort of stature, it's not something that's really that important. And it gives you really quick, easy access to your buttons. So if you're wearing gloves or under stress, there's no kind of fumbling around. Another great feature of this light is the stainless steel strike bezel, and you can kind of see those little points right there. Those can be used for breaking glass or for, you know, just really, really heavily defending yourself if that's what you're doing with this light. So overall, super nice and sturdy, very, very sort of, you know, feeling tactical, I guess we can say, with this light. It feels very substantial in the hand. All right, you guys, so we've talked about all the specs that I feel are important with this light. Now it's time to show you guys what it can do. So let's wait till it gets dark. Let's head outside, and we'll shoot this thing at some trees. So really quick before we head outside, I want to show you guys the sheath that I was talking about. This is the sheath with the PD36R Pro in it. It's essentially the same thing that all of these tactical lights from Fenix come with. I mean, it works. It's just, it's super cheap. It's super thin. Very, like, you know, it's just a piece of nylon with some Velcro, which I hate Velcro anyway, because it's just, it gets gummed up. It's not secure. I don't like it. So, I mean, there's the light. But yeah, I mean, you can see it's just super thin. Like, there's really not a whole lot to it. Very floppy. Just a very thin piece of Velcro to kind of hold your light in place. The belt loop on this thing is super thin. You know, I'm sure it would work fine. I'm just not a fan. I would much prefer use the pocket clip, but if this is something that's important to you, it might be a point to consider, because I honestly wouldn't really love carrying this to keep my light secure. These lights are not cheap. This thing runs, I believe, about 140 bucks right now on Flashlight World Canada. There's a couple different places you can get them. You can sometimes find them on Amazon. I got mine from Guardian Outfitters in Ontario. Great company, great people over there too. But yeah, these lights aren't cheap. So if you're really relying on this thing for work, right, you be the judge. I don't like it. Alrighty, y'all, so we are back with the TK16 version 2. It's nighttime, I am in my backyard, and we're gonna do some beam shots. So right here, you can see my car and a little bit of the background. This is on low, or eco, sorry. This is eco mode, which is the 30 lumens. So, I mean, you know, it's fine for kind of immediately in front of you. Doesn't reach out super far, but you can get a sense of how the beam is. It's not a super tight hotspot because of the SST70 having that dome shape, but still a nice even beam. We'll bump it up here to low, which is the 150. So you can see that we're starting to reach out there at the trees. You can see the cars pretty lit up there, the shed. Medium is the 350. And so there you can see hitting the top of that oak tree there. You can kind of see that beam pattern a little bit starting to emerge. Bump up again to high, which is the 1000 lumens, and we can really start to see that beam start to kind of pop. And, you know, obviously hitting that treetop quite well. I'd say it's probably, I don't know, 100, 200 feet. Just to give you an idea. Lights up the yard pretty evenly. And then turbo is 3100 lumens, and it pretty much lights up everything. There's the beam. You can see there, that thing is shining. So, I mean, this thing will reach a lot further than what I can even show you here at the space that I have. So, there we have it. Okay, so I just actually realized as I was editing this video that I didn't do anything after I shot the beam shots. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this review was informative. I hope it was helpful. If you guys have any thoughts, comments, questions, shoot them down in the comment section below. I'd love to answer them and have a chat down there. More videos coming up. I'm actually going to be working on another one for this week. Sorry, for next week, I suppose, because you're seeing this on Friday. Very soon. And I'm going to try to start posting a little bit more frequently, you know, as much as I can anyway. Like, at least I'd like to get one out a week is my goal. So we'll see how that goes. But thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next one.